So, now that we've imported the track, it's probably the best idea to take a look at the tools we're going to be working with and the tools we're going to need the most. The first one is selected by default, and it's also called the selection tool. You can see it up here. And what the selection tool does, as the name suggests, is you can select different parts of your audio. So I'm just going to click here and keep the left mouse button held down, and then I can just drag and select this portion here. And we'll use the selection tool a lot because that's basically the tool you use when you also want to delete different parts of your audio or select areas to delete. We'll get into that a bit later though. We'll continue on with the tools. Now, when working with audio, it's important to really get an overview. And in this case, everything looks a bit small. So we'll use the magnifying glass and just zoom in, and then we can see everything bigger. So that's just a magnifying glass here. You can also zoom out, but as I said, it's a good idea to always just zoom in to see what you're doing. So, what else do we have? We have the volume up here. Now, important here though is that this isn't the volume of your track. You cannot change how loud your track is, but this is rather your monitoring volume. So how loud you hear your work through the headphones, the playback volume. And that's another thing I would suggest you wear headphones when cutting audio, because you can just work much more exact. So the next tool that you'll use quite a bit is the time shift tool. We'll just select it, and as the name already suggests, you can use it to change the time frame of where your track is laying. In this case, it doesn't really make much sense, but let's just imagine we have more than one track we're working with, and I'll show you this in action in one of the next videos too. We have more than one track, and they of course shouldn't be playing simultaneously over each other, so we could move one of them to only begin, so to speak, when the previous track is done. So you can just move around your audio with it. Those are the most important tools, and of course to play the audio you can just use the space button on your keyboard. So I'll just use selection tool, and we'll play back here, just space on your keyboard.
Welcome to the Audacity tutorial. This is a test recording.
There you go. So that is how you play audio. And of course the backspace is also used to delete things. So I'll just show you how to delete. For instance, with the selection tool, we just mark an area. We'll just take this because there's nothing in there except a very small little recording. That's probably just a little pop sound. Yeah, there you go. We don't want that in there, so I'm just gonna drag the area, select it, and once you let go of the left mouse pad or key as well, it will stay selected, and then we just use backspace and can delete it. And those are basically all of the basic tools. We've got one more here, which is undo. So let's just say we didn't actually want to delete that area, then we can just restore it with undo. And if we think, no, we did actually, then just here with the redo button, we can just get rid of that again.